The EU is opening its borders to US travelers. It's been over a year since the United States banned travel from Europe, and the EU reciprocated, with a ban for travelers from the US when the coronavirus pandemic began. It caused many travelers to find ways around these travel bans and find exemptions. In February, the European Tour Operators Association gave the EU 90 days to open for travel and tourism from the US. Now, the EU has announced that it will be allowing travelers from the US, and possibly other countries, to be able to travel to Europe's Schengen Zone this summer. In this video, we discuss the opening of Europe's borders to the US, and what you should expect in order to travel from this summer. But first, we want to thank you for joining us. Find us on all the other social media channels, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and click that bell, to get notified when we release a new video. We also appreciate your likes and comments below, as it helps to support our channel. This video is brought to you by IAM. We believe that travel improves and inspires you, and the people around you. We help you travel by providing services which overcome barriers and frameworks that simplify and enrich your experience. We just happen to be immigration lawyers. So reach out to your IAM visa coordinator when you're ready for your adventure, or already on one, and would like some assistance. After more than a year of EU border restrictions due to the pandemic, a piece of positive news has finally come from the European Commission regarding lifting restrictions to jumpstart travel this summer. In an interview, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen indicated that American tourists who have been fully vaccinated against COVID-19 would be allowed to visit the European Union over the summer. The EU closed its borders to most US travelers last year to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. Such a policy shift would end the bloc's ban on most non-essential travel from outside its borders. In terms of leisure travel, the EU has thus far granted entry only to visitors hailing from among a very short list of countries with low COVID-19 rates, including Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, and South Korea. The Americans, as far as I can see, use European Medicines Agency-approved vaccines, said von der Leyen, referring to the 3 vaccines approved for emergency use in the United States. This will enable free movement and the travel to the European Union, von der Leyen affirmed, adding, because one thing is clear, all 27 member states will accept, unconditionally, all those who are vaccinated with vaccines that are approved by European Medicines Agency. She pointed to the US rapid vaccination rate and progress toward achieving herd immunity, or 70% of the adult population being vaccinated by mid-June. She noted that resumption of travel between the EU and US would also depend upon the epidemiological situation, but the situation is improving in the United States, as it is, hopefully, also improving in the European Union. Ms. von der Leyen intimated that the European Commission will recommend the change in foreign travel policy accordingly, which could finally restore transatlantic leisure travel. The European Commission President did not provide a timeline as to when the 27-member bloc might begin welcoming US leisure travelers, or any details as to how this would be achieved. But her comments constitute a solid signal that travel restrictions are soon to change, and that the regulatory system will rely upon vaccination certificates. Even conditionally opening the EU borders to Americans would help reboot the massive US tourism market. Millions of American tourists flock to popular EU destinations like Greece, Italy, Portugal, Spain, and Croatia every summer. Although each nation is free to make its own decisions regarding border control, it is likely all EU member states will follow the same advice and direction from the European Commission. In July 2020, the EU Commission approved a list of third-party countries that were deemed safe and could enter the EU without restriction. Some EU countries adopted the list immediately, while others waited months before they decided to grant entry for the safe countries. Even as the EU's safe third-party list has shrunk in size throughout the pandemic, some EU nations have ignored the general advice and have made their own entry rules. While the breaking announcement specifically mentioned the United States, the reopening of the EU will likely include vaccinated nationals from additional third-party countries. Von der Leyen noted that the US was on track and making huge progress in regard to their fast-paced vaccination, but other nations like the UK, UAE, and Israel equally have impressive rates, which suggests they may be included as well. The EU Commission will likely release an entire list of countries that will be allowed to travel to the EU this summer. Currently, the US presidential proclamation that retained the suspension of travelers from the Schengen area is still in place until further notice. In fact, the US recently included EU countries on the Do Not Travel list based on COVID-19 infection rates. However, the positive statements from the EU will likely be acknowledged and reciprocated by the US government. Many EU nations are still clamping down hard in lockdown, all for the hope if they keep rules strict throughout April and May, they could reopen safely for tourism come June. What are your thoughts on this issue? Do you think a travel corridor between the EU and the US is possible? Talk to us in the comments section below. If you have plans to travel, check out the deals we have found in the description box below. If you need assistance with a visa to Europe, the UK, or the US, including help with securing your travel arrangements, IAM can help. For visa advice, contact your IAM visa coordinator. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for more travel and visa updates.